stored on this computer. I accidentally put in the cloud. Okay, UX research. Walk a mile in the user's shoes. So you need to think of who you want to be constantly going to your website. We know that UX is all about making products that are purposeful, easy to use, and are also enjoyable to use. We want people to be overall satisfied with their experience with the product. No matter how hard we try, people will use or misuse products we create in ways we never saw coming. So we use UX research to give a product the best chance of success in potential hostile environments. So you might get a lot of really angry people like, I don't know where this button is. And you're like, okay, so I guess if 15 people have told me that, then I guess it's a problem. Arming yourself with as much data as you can with the onset of a project will help you make more informed decisions rooted in an arguable research. So user research is all about getting to the bottom of what makes the target user tick. So what does the user think? What motivates them? What frustrates them? This is also a lot of information you guys will be taking in when you're creating your personas. We can utilize user research by by observing the user perform tasks and getting feedback from them. So hence the usability project we did first. Quantitative research can be defined as a creation of statistical and numerical analytical data. Quantitative data is counting and measuring and interpreting to find patterns and commonality with numbers and charts. Goodness, that was a tough word to say for Monday. So in UX, a common source for quantitative data is through web product analytics, such as Google Analytics. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this stuff. It's a big beast to go and look through. Google Analytics provides many types of data that we can analyze, interpret, and make assumptions by. We can measure and observe the results from several sources in Google Analytics and use that data to make decisions about the web product. So you can see where you're losing your customers. So, so if you see in your chart, oh, we're constantly dropping users when it gets down to the shopping cart. Is there an issue there, or is it just maybe our prices? Or, you know, maybe people are doing the purchasing, but they never add to cart. Maybe there's an issue with our add to cart button. Maybe they can't find it, etc. Qualitative research deals with the behavioral assessment of a product. So how a person feels, reacts, is insight to understanding their belief system and tendencies. So qualitative research methods consist of many tools and techniques, including usability testing, focus groups, etc. So a great technique to get a clear picture of the user and their motivations is by conducting person-to-person interviews. Best way to get a clear picture of the user is by using a balance of both qualitative and quantitative data or research. You guys, I'm not going to play this video. You guys can go ahead and take a look at that on your own time. Types of UX research methods. Post-it notes, very, very, very popular. Every web product contains variables and characteristics that make it unique. Thankfully, there's several types of UX research at your disposal to use depending on the type of product. So we've got focus groups. I'm not going to go and read all of this stuff. Card sorting, usability labs, ethnographic field studies, A/B testing, surveys, clickstream, eye tracking, true intent studies, and participatory design. So lots and lots of different ways. There's more popular ones, focus groups, card sorting, usability labs. Other ones get a little more into a lot of research when you get into the big projects. All of these methods can yield both qualitative and quantitative data and provide best results when used together. And with many more testing methods than existing, it's easy to find how huge the UX research field is. Like, this is endless, essentially. So user interviews, this is a big one. A user interview allows the designer to get a one-on-one feel for the potential user's assumptions, beliefs, attitudes, experience. So who will use your products or similar web products. So this is where, if you're doing your own website, this is where maybe you interview someone that's an art director, someone that would maybe be looking for someone, a graphic designer. So you find out what they really want, what they really like. Typically, these interviews are done in person, but obviously phone video calls work as well, especially in this day and age. User interviews are usually done at the start of a project and are typically combined with other UX research methods. These types of research helps with framing questions for surveys to probe deeper into the user's motivations. So depending on what they say to you, you can develop these questions, and that's where it goes into your usability testing as we did earlier. Conducting a user interview. So it's usually about 15 to 30 minutes, about a 5 to 15 questions prepared. You don't want to go too far because people just tend to give lame answers when you go more than that. Before conducting the interview, make sure to consider the objectives of the web product and know what you want to learn from the user to help facilitate design decisions. Then you want to have a consistent set of questions for each participant to help the analysis reveal patterns. So this is where, when we had this many, we had, how many users did we do? 3 for our usability? We do 3 or 5 anyways, but they all had to have the same tasks. It wouldn't be valuable if they all had different tasks, because then you wouldn't be able to see where there might be a dip, or maybe, people did well in this area or not so well in this area. So keeping your tone and manner neutral and not influence a response from the user. Allow the user to respond freely and make sure you listen well. Ask a lot of whys. So it's going to be annoying. I don't like this. Why is that? I just don't. You're like, I'm going to need to know why. Is it the color? Is it the placement, etc.? All of those things are valuable information for you. A user interview can utilize video, audio, pen and paper, etc., to capture the user experience. Lots of times they're videoed. So obviously you need to make sure you have consent. Make sure you have permission to record, because it is most valuable. You can look back, even if maybe it's a voice recording, but video, very good, because you can analyze their body language. You can kind of see, if they're kind of making like a what face. So a lot more valuable, but not always available, maybe not always necessary. User or UX research can take on many forms depending on the project at hand. These types of fields in UX are typically highly paid, skilled positions that are imperative to achieving success in any web-based product. So it's a bit of a beast. Like I said, some of you may leave here. There's someone that's in the